Jack was not your ordinary adventurer. With tousled brown hair and bright green eyes, he had a knack for finding trouble and adventure wherever he went. Growing up in the small village of Willow Creek, Jack often dreamed of exploring distant lands and discovering hidden treasures. He loved listening to tales of brave heroes and daring quests, and he longed to create his own story. Jack spent most of his days helping his father in the fields, but every chance he got, he would sneak away to practice with his wooden sword. He imagined himself battling fierce dragons or outsmarting clever bandits. His friends admired his bravery, but they often warned him to be careful. Little did Jack know that soon, his life was about to change forever. One sunny afternoon, while resting by the riverbank, Jack overheard a group of travelers chatting excitedly about someone with a bounty on their head. Curiosity piqued, he leaned in closer. To his shock, they were talking about him. The rumors claimed that a powerful sorcerer had put a price on Jack's head because of an old grudge. This news sent shivers down his spine. Instead of feeling afraid, Jack's spirit ignited with determination. He knew he had to find out who wanted him gone and why. With a mix of excitement and worry, he gathered what little belongings he had and prepared for the adventure of a lifetime. One that would reveal not just enemies, but also unexpected allies along the way. The chilling news of the bounty sent Jack's heart racing. A powerful sorcerer wanted him, and that was no small concern. As he hurried home, his mind swirled with questions. Who was this sorcerer? What could he have possibly done to earn such wrath? The thought of being hunted was both terrifying and exhilarating. Back in Willow Creek, Jack's mind raced as he shared the news with his closest friends, Mia and Finn. "There's a bounty on my head," he exclaimed, his voice filled with urgency. Mia's eyes widened as Finn scratched his head in disbelief. "We have to help you figure this out," they declared. Their loyalty fueled Jack's confidence. Together, they could tackle anything. That evening, Jack sat at the edge of the village square, staring into the flickering flames of a nearby fire. He wondered how long it would take for bounty hunters to arrive in Willow Creek. Then he recalled a story told by an old traveler about a sorcerer who held a grudge against a family living in that very village years ago. Could it be that something from his family's past had resurfaced and put him in danger? Determined to get to the bottom of it, Jack decided they would need to investigate the history of the sorcerer and connect any dots leading back to his life. With a newfound sense of urgency, he gathered his friends to embark on this mission together, seeking clues that could unlock the mystery behind the bounty on his head. With their minds set on uncovering the truth, Jack, Mia, and Finn prepared for their journey. They gathered supplies from their village, a sturdy rope, some provisions, and Jack's trusty wooden sword. As they packed, excitement bubbled in the air, mingling with a hint of fear about what lay ahead. Their first stop was the old library at the edge of Willow Creek, a place filled with dusty books and forgotten tales. The librarian, an elderly woman named Mrs. Maple, had seen many adventurers come and go. She welcomed them with a warm smile but quickly turned serious when Jack mentioned the sorcerer. "Ah, that name carries weight," she said, her eyes narrowing as she rummaged through stacks of ancient tomes. As they searched for clues about the sorcerer's past, they discovered stories of a once great wizard who had turned dark after losing something dear to him, something he believed was taken by a family from Willow Creek. Jack's heart raced as he wondered if his own family was connected to this tragedy. With newfound determination, the trio decided to follow the clues from the library to nearby mountains, where the sorcerer was rumored to have hidden his secrets. As they set off on their journey, Jack felt both anxious and eager. Every step took him closer to discovering his destiny. Together with Mia and Finn by his side, he knew they would face whatever challenges lay ahead. Their adventure had just begun, and little did they know that danger lurked closer than they imagined. As Jack, Mia, and Finn ventured into the heart of the mountains, they were met with steep paths and thick woods. The air was filled with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves, but excitement overshadowed their anxiety. They knew they would need more help if they were going to uncover the sorcerer's secrets. After a long day of climbing, they made camp near a sparkling stream. As they roasted some berries over the fire, a sudden rustle in the bushes startled them. They turned to see a small figure emerge, a girl about their age with tousled black hair and bright blue eyes. "I'm Lila," she introduced herself, her voice steady despite the knife in her hand. "I saw you from afar. You're not the first to wander here seeking adventure." Jack quickly explained their quest for the sorcerer's secrets, and Lila listened carefully. After a moment, she lowered her knife and grinned. "I've explored these mountains for years. I can guide you and maybe help you find what you're looking for." Grateful for their newfound ally, they welcomed Lila into their group. With her local knowledge, she shared tales of hidden caves and flickering lights at night that could be signs of magic. Together, they plotted their next steps under the shimmering stars, bolstered by the strength of their growing friendship. Little did they know that soon, they would face challenges that would test their bonds and reveal true courage within each of them. With Lila now part of the group, the friends felt more confident as they pressed on. However, the mountains were not as welcoming as they had hoped. The terrain grew steeper and the paths narrower, forcing them to navigate tricky ledges. One evening, as they crossed a rocky outcrop, Jack slipped on loose gravel and nearly tumbled down a steep drop. Fortunately, Mia quickly grabbed his arm, pulling him back just in time. "Be careful," she exclaimed, her heart pounding. As they continued their journey, dark clouds gathered overhead. A sudden storm erupted, sending rain pouring down in heavy sheets. They sought refuge in a small cave nearby but were soon surprised by the chilling sounds of thunder echoing through the mountains. The storm raged for hours, leaving them feeling trapped and anxious about what lay ahead. When the rain finally stopped, they emerged from the cave only to find their path blocked by a massive fallen tree. "We can't go back," Jack said firmly. "We must find another way." Using their teamwork and Lila's knowledge of the area, they worked together to climb over obstacles and clear debris. Just when they thought things couldn't get any tougher, they stumbled upon strange markings on the rocks, signs of magic that warned them of a nearby danger. Sensing that someone, or something, was watching them, Jack felt both fear and determination rise within him. Together, they prepared to face whatever challenges awaited them in this mysterious land, knowing that their friendship would be their greatest strength. Emerging from the cave after their ordeal, the group pressed onward, driven by curiosity and a hint of fear. As they carefully navigated around the fallen tree, Lila noticed something glimmering among the rocks at the base. "Look!" she exclaimed, kneeling down to inspect it. The others gathered around as she uncovered a small, ornate box covered in intricate designs that seemed to shimmer with a faint light. Jack's heart raced as he reached for the box. "What do you think it is?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Lila examined it closely and suggested, "It looks like it could be a magical artifact. We should open it." With some hesitation, Jack carefully lifted the lid. Inside was a shimmering crystal and an old parchment. As Mia unfolded the parchment, they saw strange symbols and a map drawn in faded ink. The markings matched some of the strange signs they had seen on the rocks earlier. "This must lead us to the sorcerer's hidden secrets," Mia declared, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Following Lila's instincts, they decided to study the map closely before moving on. The path was now clearer, but they had to be cautious. It led toward an area marked with a warning symbol indicating danger ahead. Fueled by determination to uncover the truth behind the bounty, Jack felt a surge of courage as they prepared to follow the clues laid out before them, ready to confront whatever awaited them in their quest for answers. Following the map's winding path, the group felt both excitement and apprehension. They trekked deeper into the mountains, where the air grew crisp and the trees towered like ancient guardians. After hours of walking, they finally arrived at a clearing that opened up to a magnificent stone structure half hidden by creeping vines. It looked ancient, as if it had been forgotten by time. As they approached the entrance, Lila noticed a familiar symbol engraved on the archway. "This is the same mark from the rocks," she exclaimed, pointing it out. Jack's heart raced. They were onto something significant. The group exchanged determined glances and stepped inside. The interior was dimly lit but filled with strange artifacts, each exuding an otherworldly energy. In the center of the room stood a pedestal with an open book that seemed to glow softly. As Jack moved closer to inspect it, he began to read aloud. The words revealed shocking truths about the sorcerer's past and his connection to Jack's family. "Wait," Jack interrupted, his voice trembling. "It says here that my great-grandfather was once a close friend to this sorcerer. But after a tragedy, they became enemies." The revelation hit them hard. Jack was not just a random target. He was tied to this sorcerer's pain. "That means I might hold a key to ending this feud," Jack said, feeling both fear and responsibility wash over him. With this new understanding, they realized their quest had transformed from mere survival into a mission of reconciliation. They needed to find the sorcerer before it was too late. With the revelation about his great-grandfather weighing heavily on him, Jack felt a mix of fear and determination as they approached the heart of the sorcerer's domain. The group ventured deeper into the ancient stone structure, where shadows danced along the cold walls and the air buzzed with magic. They arrived at a grand chamber, its high ceiling adorned with flickering lights that seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, a tall silhouette with piercing eyes that glimmered like embers. The sorcerer was clad in flowing robes that billowed around him like smoke. "You dare trespass in my sanctuary?" he thundered, his voice echoing off the walls. Jack stepped forward, fear holding back his breaths. "I'm not here to fight," he declared, gathering his courage. "I've come to understand why you seek me and to end the cycle of anger between us." The sorcerer paused, confusion flickering across his face. "You are the descendant of that traitor," he spat, rage bubbling beneath the surface. "Your bloodline carries the weight of betrayal." But before Jack could respond, Lila shouted out, "Wait, we have something for you." She stepped aside to reveal the crystal they had found. "This might hold the key to your past and your pain." As the sorcerer hesitated, Jack sensed an opportunity. "Let's end this feud together," he urged, feeling a surge of hope. In that intense moment, he realized it was not only a confrontation but a chance for healing, a path toward forgiveness and understanding. With the confrontation successfully turning into a moment of understanding, Jack, Mia, Finn, and Lila stood together as the sorcerer began to reflect on his past. After accepting the crystal and hearing Jack's heartfelt plea, the sorcerer's anger seemed to soften. He confessed that for years he had been blinded by rage and pain over the betrayal of Jack's great-grandfather. This acknowledgement marked the beginning of healing. As they discussed their shared history, Jack learned about the importance of family bonds and forgiveness. "Sometimes we hold on to pain for too long," the sorcerer admitted, his voice tinged with sorrow. "I have let my grief fuel my actions against those who never meant any harm." Jack felt a mix of compassion and relief as he understood that fear and misunderstanding could lead to conflict. As they departed from the sorcerer's domain, Jack reflected on how confronting one's fears could lead to unexpected allies and new paths. He realized that kindness and understanding were often more powerful than swords or magic. "It's important to talk things out instead of letting anger fester," Lila added thoughtfully. Together, they returned to Willow Creek not just as friends, but as a united force ready to face whatever challenges came next. Jack knew that their adventure had taught them valuable lessons about trust, communication, and courage in the face of adversity. With their hearts lighter and minds clearer, they were prepared for whatever new quests lay ahead, together as a team. As Jack, Mia, Finn, and Lila returned to Willow Creek, a sense of accomplishment filled the air. The village looked the same, yet everything felt different. The vibrant colors of the flowers seemed brighter, and the laughter of children echoed more joyfully as they realized their adventure had not just transformed them, but also healed a rift that had lasted too long. The townsfolk gathered around them, eager to hear tales of their journey. Jack shared how they faced challenges together, learned about forgiveness, and ultimately helped the sorcerer find peace. The villagers listened in awe as they recounted confronting fears and discovering strength in unity. Inspired by their experiences, Jack proposed creating a council that included members from Willow Creek and the sorcerer's domain. "We can work together to ensure misunderstandings don't lead to conflict again," he suggested. The idea was met with enthusiastic agreement, and everyone saw it as a way forward, a new beginning for both their communities. Mia chimed in, "Let's also organize festivals to celebrate our stories and cultures." Finn excitedly added that they could invite travelers from far and wide to join in. This would not only strengthen bonds but also remind everyone that kindness could heal even the deepest wounds. As they watched the sunset paint the sky with hues of orange and pink, Jack felt proud. Their adventure had started with a bounty on his head, but had transformed into something much greater, an opportunity for friendship and understanding. And so, with hearts full of hope and new beginnings ahead, Jack and his friends prepared for whatever adventures awaited them next.